As an artist, my pronouns are procrastinator and lazy. Well, that was always the way. I was always really bad at finishing a sketchbook. I could start them, get a few pages in, and I could just never develop a habit where I just sketched and drew. I was also always fearful that I was going to do a bad drawing and ruin the sketchbook. And then I kind of had this epiphany and a realization that it's just for me. It's just for me to learn. It's just for your brain farts. And each drawing doesn't have to be a masterpiece. What you want to do is you want to learn something. You want to experiment with some media, with a pen, with colours, with tone. You want to get better as an artist. And I needed to overcome this obstacle that everyone else has got beautiful sketchbooks. So I kind of thought, F it. So this is one of my sketchbooks. I've got a few on the go, and they're all progressing quite nicely. This is about 8% full, and I'm going to show you this in a little bit. But the thing that really changed my mindset was this. I decided that I was going to be the kind of person that always carried a sketchbook. I would be the kind of person that would take a sketchbook to a coffee house, cafe, that I would be the kind of person that would have a sketchbook at work. Now that's easy because I'm self-employed and I work for myself in my own workshop. So that bit's easy. And at home, I'll be the kind of person that always has a sketchbook on the sofa. So that was my mindset change. I'm the kind of person that always has a sketchbook. And to that end, I went out, I bought a whole bunch of books, some cheap ones, cheap paper, some more expensive ones, watercolour ones. So I've got a whole range of sketchbooks, which allows, some are better for some media than others. This one here I'm going to show you is about 80% full. And I think I've got two for 20 quid, so they're about a tenner each. There's about 125 leaves inside, so about 250 pages. The paper is okay-ish. If you draw too much on it, you can rip it and go through the paper. But again, if this is just for those mind farts, it's just to practice, it's just to try and learn, it's just to try and build a habit. So this is one of my books that you might see me walking around town just carrying this on the way to a Café Nero or a Starbucks or an independent coffee shop. Just so that I can develop that mindset that I'm an artist and I always carry a sketchbook. And funnily enough, when you always carry a sketchbook, you end up sketching. It's if you have a sketchbook, you sketch. So I altered this sketchbook. You can see the pens. You can get these little, let's show you that. It's a little self-adhesive stick-on pen holder, and you can get kind of 10 of them. They come multicoloured off of Amazon and the like. They're £4 for 10 or something. I'm sure you might shop around and get them slightly cheaper, but it's a really good way of taking any book, putting one of these things in, or as you can see, two of these things on, and you're always going to have your favourite sketching pen with your book. So that's it. I kind of just walk around. I've got bigger books, so if I'm going out for the day, I might take a bag and I'll take like an A4 sketchbook, and I've got a small one that will kind of just fit in my pocket. So, and again, it's got one of these little pen holders on it with a pen of choice for the day, a Bic or a brush pen or something, and so that can just go into a coat pocket or into my jeans pocket. This is, you've kind of got to have a bag or just carry it everywhere like that. But I'm quite happy doing that. So yeah, that's it. The mindset was, hey, I'm the kind of person that always carries a sketchbook, and that it had made such a dramatic effect on the amount of sketching that I'm now doing and what I've learned. And I'm now going to take you through and just show you this book and give you some commentary on the pages and what I was doing, and hopefully you'll like it. Hopefully you'll pick something up And hey, you never know, you might even subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to intend to do, I've got quite a few fun things I want to do on a regular basis. And I'm going to start shooting those probably next week. But in the meantime, I want to show you this book. It's a part sketchbook tour, because it's kind of 80% complete. So yeah, let's get to it. So this sketchbook, got it from Amazon. Don't be afraid to break the rules, be afraid not to. Case in point, I started drawing this ink bottle and I just thought, heck, I'm gonna skew with it and make it wrong, and the label's gonna be wrong, and suddenly it's like there's character, there's fun, there's energy in that little. That's a life drawing from having a coffee, some sketches off the internet. I drew him, and he kind of ended up looking like a Simpsons character. I didn't really mean to do that. It was unintentional. Kind of a continuous Biro drawing, red and black, a little airship, some mindless kind of stuff. Some of these, I started doing the 100 heads challenge, and so some of these are made up, some of these are copies from photos, some of these are copies from other artists. And the good thing about these sketchbooks is that if you do something and it's pretty rubbish, because you've only spent a minute on it, and this was my mindset, I always would do something and think, we're in the book now, might as well start again. If you do something you don't like, well, you do another and another and another, and you learn, and as you go along, and you will see a line or a quality of line, or the way that you've done a chin or something, and you go, I really like that. That's my style, and that's what it's all about, is developing a style. I was doing some poems about the idiots that were rioting. I don't know if you can remember him. So these were drawn off of, I think it was BBC News. I was pausing BBC News as the idiots were running around rioting. So that was fun. That was off of a podcast, a YouTube thumbnail. That was supposed to be Musk and whoever that was. Can't remember. This was just a continuous line drawing. So I hadn't done one of these in a very, very long time. So I found a picture of a dog on the internet and just did a continuous line drawing. I kind of really liked how those turned out. And then again, I'd never have done that before, just thrown a colour block behind a drawing. So some of these pictures are mine and made up, originals. Some of them, so these are thumbnails of some of my followers on Instagram. 15 minutes, and I did all 11 in that time. So you can kind of see they're rude and crude. I probably spent a minute and a half on each one. And it's kind of, it was just fun. So it didn't matter that they proportionally did or didn't look like the people, just having fun. This was an interesting one. This was an ambidextrous attempt at drawing two cars. So I had a pen in my left hand, pen in my right hand, and I drew the same thing at the same time. Took a few, sometimes I note how long it took. It took about 5 minutes. But the nice thing is just the quality of line on this hand. My left hand is obviously my non-dominant hand, and there's fun in this one as opposed to the one in my right hand. I think I enjoy that image more. So that's what I mean. You learn as you go along, and you do a half decent picture followed by a really rubbish picture, and it's all about the learning aspect. And you'll put elements into, so it's a wonky star, but who cares? You put elements into some of your pictures, and then you realise you like them. I was sat having a coffee, and this is in Whitstable, a little beachside town, and it's like a seaside, I don't know what you'd call it, factory. So I just sat there and drew that. So that was from observation. Some simple, continuous one-line sketch. So you put your pen down and you carry on drawing until you finish and take your pen off. So again, a few minutes on pictures like this. I drew this person on the beach. They were just sat there reading their book. So again, a continuous line drawing. drawn from observation. That was fun. I attempted David Bowie, or Bowie, I don't know how you pronounce that. And I kind of did it. I suddenly realised that one side of his face was thinner than the other side. So I thought, well, I kind of like the concept. I'm going to have another go at that. So I did. So that was the second attempt at David Bowie. Then I fell into this thing. There's a guy on social media called Ahmed Al-Hidi, I think his name is. And he does the 100 portrait challenge in 30 days. And I thought, oh, I'm going to have a go at that. So these are some of my attempts. So this is the Ahmed Al-Dahidi number 11. And he's got a folder on Pinterest of 100 faces. And some of these are, I think that one is a clay sculpture. That was a clay sculpture, I think. I think these are pictures or cartoons or something, I can't remember. So the idea is that you just practice a whole variety of heads to get better. Yeah, all a bit of fun. This was another ambidextrous drawing. So I did Deadpool with my left hand. Simultaneously, I was doing Wolverine with my right hand. So drew it in Biro and then coloured it in with some alcohol markers. And the trouble with alcohol markers on a cheap book is it goes straight through. Look at that, all the way through those pages. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. That takes me back to a job I had some 30 years ago. So again, just experimenting with line and shading, self-portrait. And what do you do once you've drawn, done a self-portrait? You stick yourself in a can of Pepsi. Another self-portrait, and this was breaking the rules. I obviously on purpose. Well, when I say obviously, you might just think I'm really bad at doing glasses. I gave one of my lenses, made it much longer, and again I kind of like that. That's just fun, and it's again just breaking the rules. Why not give Trump a bendy, marshmallowy arm? And then this was a bit more of a laboured. I can't remember how long that took, half an hour or something like that. And I finished it and I was quite pleased with it. But his eyes were a bit too small. They could just do with being 20% bigger. But I'm still quite pleased with that. The saddest song no one has ever heard. The lyrics from a song that I've listened to recently. And I just absolutely love that line. The saddest song no one has ever heard. This was 5 minutes left-hand sketch. So this was a continuous line with my non-dominant hand, drawing from observation. Yeah, and again, there's a quality of line you get using your non-dominant hand that makes it a bit lively, a bit more fun. Bit of pencil sketch, more sketches. That was part of the 100 Heads Challenge. That was a sculpture, I think. More doodles. I gave up on the skull. It wasn't going to plan. So I kind of like the concept of these drawings, except you can see my biro started splodging. So I should have either cleaned it more regular or just used a better quality biro. Lots of fun. I think this was copied from another artist that had done something similar. That might have been a photo. Carrot people. And it's really simple. You kind of just do a dot wide at the top, straight down. I had a brush pen that was kind of drying out. So it gave this lovely texture for these people. And then that's it. Each one takes like, 3 seconds to draw. So that was a bit of... saw someone's YouTube channel and they were just mindlessly doodling engines. And so I had to go and you just draw components in and join them together. And before you know it, you've got something unique. That's kind of fun. Can't show you those. This, I kind of... I like this, but it was done, the biro drawing was done in a hurry. As you can see by the face, the head is horribly wrong. And I finished it and I thought, I'm not going to colour that in, that's just rubbish. And I thought, well, no, you shouldn't. You should just, yeah, so I threw the colours down. This was a Pinterest search, 70s fashion, I think the search term. Another failed attempt. I started doing this portrait and I think I lost the source image. Watercolour. See, this was a sketch, purposely making one of the eyes much bigger than the other. I kind of like that. And also when I came to do the nose and the mouth, I did it blind. So you put your pen down, close your eyes, and then draw what you think a nose is in your head. And same with the mouth. So the nose and the mouth are kind of crude, but the same here. It gives a nicer, it just, yeah. And I love this bird at the moment. I loved him so much that I ended up putting him on the front. So here's a bit of fun. And also it's like purposefully not colouring in between the lines because you don't have to. It's your book. No one's going to tell you off. Put one of the little carrot people in. Another birdie. And I like that whole outside the box colouring. I saw that on someone else's YouTube. They've done a pencil of a parsnip, turnip, radish. Some simple, these were like 5 minute, if that, sketches done with a brush pen, very quick and nasty. And then I kind of like the idea of just overlapping, so I was doing lots of overlapping pictures in Biro, and then I took that a stage further and did some goldie fish, and I kind of like how they all overlap each other, so you've got to kind of concentrate on which fish you're looking at. So that was kind of fun. I like the idea of using really dark watercolour. I've never done that before. These really dark tones. I've always had wishy-washy watercolours. And I kind of, yeah, just enjoyed that. So the Kings, there we are. I've never used watercolour like this before. I absolutely love that one. I kind of turned it into a tarot card. So I might go back and revisit and do a whole set of stupid tarot cards. And then a bit of collage. I've never done that before. Probably when I was like 7. Just ripped some stuff out of a paper and add a Pritt stick. So yeah, fun. A hippo, because why not? A bit more collage. You like him as well. The news. Yeah. News works well when it's terrible news and everyone loves it. So another tarot card. More tarot cards. Yeah, just fun. There's an artist called Ian McHugh, and I absolutely love his style. He does kind of science fiction, craft and worlds and soldiers. I absolutely love his style. So I wanted to kind of learn how he puts ink on a page. So this is like a master copy, except I'm not a master. He's the master. More doodles. That was drawn from a photograph, made that up. Photograph, made up. I went to a pet shop today, and it's great fun, and they had so many different fish, and they had these like goldie fish, so I took some photos of these goldfish. He's the same one, he's different. And I came home and copied him from the photos on my phone. That was observation. That's a plant that was in my living room. Some single line continuous drawings. Biro, brush pen. That was copied from a photo. That was from a photo. Both from a photo. Hopefully you can recognise that we've got Meryl Streep and Tom Cruise. So these were just single colour Biro, got red and black obviously, coloured pencil. Did this is crazy, did this picture of this guy, did it in Biro, coloured it in watercolour, loaded up a video onto TikTok, and it was taken down because of what was in his mouth. So basically a ciggy. Can't go encouraging people to smoke. Ian McHugh, Love his work. Ashley Wood. I bought a couple of books from Ashley Wood. Just love his style, her style, Ashley's style. Yeah, beautiful. Made up, not very good. Some thumbnail sketches. Working on something for Inktober. Don't look. Pretty lady. Some little sketches. Jake Parker. He's on social media. He does lovely line drawings. So again, it's just I want to kind of learn how they do their shading, how they lay ink on a page. So copying, doing these kind of studies, it's about me learning. It's not about me ripping off the artist. I wouldn't go out and draw that and start selling it. So if you're copying someone's style to try and benefit commercially, then you're an idiot. These were a bunch of photos, I think, or cartoons. Yeah, that was a photo. Can't remember. Photo. So these are all done with brush pen, and most of these are 5 minutes in time to sketch. Made her up, so a bit in the style of Ian McHugh, kind of trying to learn how he's using ink. Another made-up engine. Biro. This was fun. This was my right hand this time. It wasn't a continuous line, but it was, I think it was like 4 minutes 30 seconds sketch drawn from observation. So I had a Pepsi can on the sofa. Oh, that's it. That's the end of that little book. So I'm going to leave you with that thought that sketchbooks don't have to be pretty. They should be abused. They're there for you to learn something. They're there for you to improve on the artist you were yesterday. That's all it's about. You're not in competition with anyone else. I'm not trying to draw better than or the same as anybody else. I'm just trying to draw better than I drew yesterday. I think that's where we need to be at. So I hope you like that little sketchbook tour and my philosophy that's helped me kind of achieve that. That's about 4 weeks worth, amongst my other books as well, because I've got other little sketchbooks on the go. So I'm drawing quite prolifically, but it all comes back to I'm the kind of person that always carries a sketchbook. It's working for me. Leave your comments, let me know what you think, and subscribe and like and send me a tenner.